Hi and welcome to day 2 of my trip to Paris and 5 more tips. The sixth tip that I would like to share with you is to try the local shops for an affordable breakfast. You can either go to the supermarket or to the local boulangerie and have a croissant. In our case, for example, we bought the evening before some fish egg salads and some traditional dishes, croissants, and it was delicious. The next tip that I have for you is if you have a limited time, you can consider taking the city sightseeing bus. For us, it was quite efficient because you have the audio guide, you can listen and get informed about the history behind each building, and it was super nice. If you buy the ticket online, you get a better price, slightly better, but still good enough. We ended up paying 47 euros per person for 2 days with the city sightseeing bus. To a bus station, it was relatively close, right next to a bridge. Beautiful, beautiful. Everything is beautiful in Paris. And we got in the bus with the intention to stop at Eiffel Tower, Tour Eiffel. While we were in the bus to the Eiffel Tower, we were able to see all other important objectives. The bus took us to Place de la Concorde, where Marie Antoinette was guillotined, and the Obelix, and then the bus drove to Champs-Élysées, up to Parc de Triomphe. Beautiful views all the way, you could see the shops. Then it took a tour at Arc de Triomphe, very impressive, and drove back through Champs-Élysées and Trocadero, and then you had an amazing view of the Eiffel Tower. If you have the chance to stop there, it's amazing and you can take some great pictures. We decided to continue and drove through Alexander Bridge, which has the most amazing statues, black and gold, and absolutely amazing. We stopped at Eiffel Tower, we checked the line, it was quite a huge crowd, and we decided we don't have enough time to spend there. And the way it works, you pay depending on the floors that you want to visit. So you decide if you want to go to the first level or so on. So you have that flexibility. It was time to go for lunch, and this time we wanted to go with something traditional, and we really wanted to try their pancakes, the crepes. And we found a place, I think it was 15 minutes walking from the Eiffel Tower, and they were cooking some delicious pancakes. Great reviews. We got there, and that leads me to my next tip. If you want to have lunch, go with the menu of the day, which is called La Formule. In our case, we chose this La Formule, which included one pancake which is salty, like the main dish, and one pancake which is sweet, the dessert. The one that I chose included some chicken meat and potatoes on top of pancake, so it was really special. And the dessert one had caramel and apples and super, super delicious. And the one that my boyfriend had, he had a burger that was cut in two and also an egg, so his was also looking super cool and special. And this leads me to the next tip. When the waiter came in and said hi and asked us what we want to have for lunch, I said La Formule, which is the menu of the day. And he said, oh no, let's speak English, as if my accent is not good enough. So my advice is not to be offended if someone will comment on your accent. It's fine, you just continue and be confident. Try to take it in a fun way. So be relaxed and enjoy your vacation. Check the free viewpoints and the free museums. You have a few of them, so don't miss out. We went to Lafayette, We didn't know about it before, but as we were looking up, we could see people there on the rooftop. So let's go there. We got in. It was a luxurious shop. They had the decorations for the winter and huge lines at the big brands, luxury, Dior, Chanel. And we really wanted to go to the rooftop. It was quite difficult to find the escalators. It was like a maze, but we finally did it. We had to climb up 6 floors and we finally made it. It was a crowd, but when we went on the rooftop, it was fine. You could see in my video, it was an amazing view. It was close to sunset, really, really magical. We went back inside and I was able to look at some perfumes, of course, my passion. And I really wanted to test a Guerlain cherry wood. To my surprise, cherry wood is not as bad as the reviews say. It was quite woody and cherry and rose. It's not something that I would necessarily buy right away, but it's not bad at all, so I think I need to try it more. I went to the Yves Saint Laurent counter, Tuxedo and Babycat bottles were empty. And I tested also ex Nihilo. Had different perfumes, but I really wanted to try out sweet Morphine. I heard that it smelled a little bit like cherry, although cherry is not mentioned. And it was beautiful. It smelled clean, soapy, but in a modern way. And quite fruity. It was very pleasant, and I have a sad history with sweet Morphine. I ordered the bottle and then it was delivered, but someone stole it from my post box. It was a mystery. Then we also went to the Museum of Perfume. It's right there next to Lafayette, and they had a beautiful building and they had different bottles with the history of perfumes, explain the process of creating perfumes and the different fragrance notes. And at the end, you could also buy some perfumes, but it was pretty crowded and we decided to go on. And it was completely free. After that, it was getting quite late and we decided to visit Pompidou because it's one of the museums that stays open quite late. We took the bus. As we were getting closer to Pompidou, we had to walk through the city. There were very beautiful views, different Christmas markets and Shakespeare's cafe. They had a line, so we were not able to get in. So there was this beautiful hotel with blue lights and also a carousel. We finally made it to Pompidou. It was all red and you could see that something super modern is going to happen. It was reddish on the outside, in the inside as well. It had some escalators and red these, and that was fantastic. And we'll have to take the escalators up, and if you miss the ticket point, it's fine, you can buy it online. If you have internet on your mobile, don't worry. I love art and I was getting ready to be amazed, and I was. And it has some impressive paintings. The ones from Picasso, which are super inspiring, but also some that are maybe sad or strange. And I won't say the names of the artists. I'm sorry, I don't know them, but I have all my respect for them. For example, there was a door in a glass and then a shovel hanging from the ceiling, so you could see the shade there. That was really strange. There was a wall with iridescent colors and that was beautiful. There were some Aztec sculptures. Sculptures were really strange. Maybe the feelings connected with those are not the most positive. For example, there was a rhino and it was stuffed with toys, and the rhino was older, but then some new artist decided to reshape it. The one that really amazed me, there was a painting of a river, and then on top they stuck a shower head, so you could see the mix between the art. So it was an older painting and then the modern artist stuffed the shower head on top. There was a trailer which had different messages on it and a room with colors. If you are into art and if you have an open mind, try it. It is amazing. They also had a huge mushroom, which I don't know what it was supposed to do, but it was beautiful. The perfume that I choose to wear for the second day in Paris is Babycat from Yves Saint Laurent. The main accords are vanilla or spicy leather. Don't really get leather. And the notes are black and pink pepper. It's strong on the pepper. Elemi, olibanum, saffron. Then it also has vanilla, sweet, and cedar. And the perfumer is Dominique Ropion, master perfumer. I used to own Amour Amour from Cacharel and he made that. It was one of my first perfumes and many iconic perfumes. For me, Babycat is quite similar to Rosendo Matteo number 5, which I own. And I bought 5 ml decant of Babycat to try it out. This one is more prominent on vanilla, but it's a perfume that gives you comfort. It's quite suitable for the winter. It is beautiful and it is like a powerful CEO, but also quite comforting. It is a masterpiece. Before I go, I want to leave you with a quote. If you hear a voice that says you cannot paint, then paint, and that voice will be silenced. Bye, see you next time.